Welcome to the I Love Recruiting podcast with your host, Adam Roach.
Welcome back, everybody, to the I Love Recruiting podcast. I am your host, Adam Roach, and today is step number 4 in recruiting. Step number 4 in the 6 steps to recruit producing agents at a super duper high level. Well, if you remember last time, if you go back through our podcast, you will see that step number 3 was building a relationship. And if you remember our equation, we have 2 equations inside the I Love Recruiting podcast and inside the I Love Recruiting business. The first equation is recruiting equals influence equals leadership, and that can go either way. However, the other recruiting equation looks like this: relationships plus validity equals self-discovery. Relationships plus validity over time equals self-discovery. So today, this is going to be a super duper short podcast because all we're going to do is talk about validity and what can you do to add value to people so that they see you as the point of value, right? All day long. So let's talk about this. If you're meeting with a recruit and you're building a relationship, what are you doing? You're asking questions. And as you're asking questions, what are you doing? You're learning. And if you're asking the right questions, right, go to iloverecruiting.com, put in your name where it says, send me the free stuff, and I will send you the list of 26 best relationship-based questions I have come up with yet, and we'll send that to you. So that's what you're doing. You're sitting there asking them questions, and as you're asking them questions, here's what I want you to pay attention to: their answers. Ding, 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 ding. Simple response. Their answers. You listen to their answers. Why do you listen to their answers? Because they're going to tell you exactly how to build value in their world. They're going to tell you exactly what it is they're looking for. They're going to tell you exactly what they are looking to receive, when they want to receive it, and how they want to receive it. Okay, pause. Validity. What does it mean? Validity means, you know what, let's just look it up in the dictionary. Hold on, I'm going to pull my phone out right now. Validity means the quality or state of being valid, the state of being acceptable according to law. That's not what we're looking for. The quality of being well-grounded, sound, or correct. So let's break that one down. The quality of being well-grounded. What do you hear when I say well-grounded? Well, I'll tell you what I hear. That's not a know-it-all, right? That's well-grounded means that you have humility. Right? You have respect. You show up in a place of curiosity and not judgment based on their answers. Let me give an example of how I showed up in judgment one time. I was sitting down in a recruiting appointment. The person across from me was a brand new agent. And here's the question that I always use with new agents. Tell me what you're most proud of since either graduating high school or college. Or the other one was, tell me what you are most proud of accomplishing since either graduating high school or college. And I'm going to tell you where I went to judgment. This individual who sat across from me, her exact response was, it took me 6 times to pass the real estate test. And in my mind, I instantly went to, wow, 6 times. That's impressive. Must not have studied very well, or must not retain information well. Yeah, total jerk move. However, as soon as I caught myself going into judgment, I stopped. I paid attention, and then I went into more discovery mode. Well, tell me what that made you feel. Write that question down because that's a good one. Tell me what that made you feel, right? They're going to share with you an emotion of what that made them feel. And so she went on to tell me, and I got out of judgment real quick. However, had I judged and said this meeting's over or just blew her off, I would have missed out on someone. I would have missed out on a rookie of the year. This individual came into my organization and she crushed it and she became our rookie of the year. So well-grounded, right? That's well-grounded. Staying out of judgment and being emotionally available in the space of, I believe, humility. Let's go to the next one. Sound and correct. The quality of being well-grounded, sound, or correct, I should say. So let's talk about correct. What does correct mean? What does sound mean? Well, again, when you are sitting there listening to these individuals as you ask them purposeful and intentional questions, they are going to tell you exactly what they believe they are missing. Now, pause there for a second. Here's what I believe in the recruiting space. 0 to roughly $2 million, maybe, then we could go up to $4 million. $2 to $4 million producers need to learn how to lead generate and need to learn how to lead generate consistently. So as you're going through these questions, you're going to hear that. One of the questions in there is, do you feel you are generating enough leads? They will tell you no, right? So between that 0 to 4, 0 to 6, maybe that's pushing it, they need lead generation. So do not jump to conclusion as you're building value or having validity. You listen to them for them to tell you what they're looking for. And it's your job, not at that moment, but it will be your job over time to put in front of them opportunities for them to become better lead generators. So invite them to your call-a-thons. Invite them to we used to do nightly, I think we just once a month, we would have agents come into our office. I would buy pizza. Yep, I might have bought a few alcoholic adult beverages, and we would sit there and call. Right? That's what we would do. We would be respectful, and we would sit there and we would make calls. Invite them to something like that, right? Or invite them to a lead generation training. Not at the moment they tell you they need it. Put that in your data bank, right, in your head to add value for later. Let's look at this, or correct. In my opinion, that word correct means you are providing the value based on the gap that they just shared with you, not on what you think you need to provide to them, based on what it is they believe that they might need. And then you can help them have self-discovery that they might need that and they might need something else, right? Okay, done with that, done with the definition. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about coming from the heart, right? By adding value. So if you have trips, even though we're still in the pandemic era, if there were trips you could take them on for trainings, take them to that, right? That's adding value. If you are in a bookstore or if you're on Amazon and you're reading a good book and it fits what that individual was sharing with you that he or she needs, buy them the book, send them the book, right? Whatever it is you want to do related to specifically their needs, do it for them. Here's another one. I met with a recruit one time, and we got into casual conversation, and I was asking him about his big why. And he went on to tell me that part of his big why was that his perfect day was that he could go out fishing. He could go out fishing whenever he wanted to, and he could even take his son fishing, right? This was his vision for where he wanted to grow to. And so we went through the conversation, we went through the needs analysis, and I found out that fishing was a real trigger. So I wasn't able to close him the first time, the second time, or even the third time. Gang, ladies and gentlemen, it took me 5 years. 5 years, count that. Yeah, 5 years to finally recruit this guy. And I'll share with you what I did related to value. He shared with me, actually, I had him right up on my whiteboard, my idea paint wall. I had him right up there, his vision, and then his big why. And I took a picture of it. Every year for 5 straight years, I kid you not, I don't know anything about fishing other than to put a worm on a hook and throw it in the water, right? And then hopefully I can reel it in, there's a fish there. I don't know anything about fishing. However, I learned. I went online every year for 5 years. Here's what I did. I sent him a new fishing pole. And with the fishing pole, I took that snapshot of the board with his why and with his vision, and I framed it every single year. And I always wrote a little note that said, just trying to catch you. And I wanted to make sure that you hadn't forgot this. 5 years it took me of sending fishing poles and a framed why and a framed vision. And he finally joined, and it was incredible. Great, great guy. We're good friends to this day. So gang, that's what I mean by adding validity. And here's what I want you to do. When you are in your needs analysis, your relationship building needs analysis, slow down, listen for what it is they are looking for, and they will tell you how you can add value and create validity over time. Let's go back to the equation. Relationship plus validity over time equals self-discovery. I cared more about the individual that I was sending the fishing pole to than his broker did, right? The broker didn't keep his why or his big his big why or his vision in front of him with a new fishing pole every single year. I did that. Who do you think made him smile when he took that fishing pole out and thought about me? That was me. He did, right? So therefore, that's how you add value, right? Okay, done with that part of the podcast. Now let's talk about the next part. I am going to be running a new group coaching, a new recruiting group coaching session starting in August. Let me get my calendar out and tell you when it is. It will be August 4th. August 4th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to start a new group coaching session. So here's what I want you to do. You've got a couple options here. You can go to iloverecruiting.com and register for the upcoming webinar that will be going out. Let's see here. That webinar will be on July the 30th. I don't have the time yet. However, go to iloverecruiting.com and register for the event. That's what I want you to do. Or if you want to go right into the group coaching, register for that. You can go to groupcoaching.iloverecruiting.com and you can register right there. Trust me, you do not want to miss this 4-week jam-packed session. Right now, we're going through one, and we have nearly 48 people registered for it, and they're getting tons of information. So you're going to get all the recordings, you're going to get all the information, and you're going to get all of the PowerPoints that we discuss on how to recruit producing agents at a really high level. So go register at groupcoaching.iloverecruiting.com or go to iloverecruiting.com and register for the webinar that will be held on the 30th. Group coaching does start again August 4th. Okay, my name is Adam Roach, and I have been your host for the I Love Recruiting podcast, and we will talk to you next time. Take care.